Well, the spotlight is definitely on them in a way that they've never experienced before. And so that does put them, in a sense, at a level of peril. Look, when you have, I think the Wall Street Journal reported possibly 20 state attorneys general that now we know, according to that report with CNBC's Brian Sullivan, are working with the DOJ, who says it's working with the FTC to probe all of these companies for market dominance. I mean, that is a huge threat to your business. Now, whether or not we see any action being taken in the short term is still in question. But in the long term, I think it's definitely a huge threat.
Is the original sin Mike bigness, pure and simple?
You know, it's funny. I think probably for years when Facebook was coming up in, the early 2010s, even some folks at the FTC now kind of admit that they missed some big signs that growing this big and this dominant in terms of market power for Facebook, at least, could have been a problem. At the time, Instagram, that acquisition, and WhatsApp, that acquisition, didn't seem, at least to regulators, that it was going to be a big deal in terms of anti-competitive behavior. But now, clearly, Facebook, at least in the United States, controls how people contact each other on social networking, and soon, with this integration of their messaging services, may end up cornering the market on messaging. So I think now, at least at the federal and even state levels, folks are starting to realize the problem of this bigness.
Doesn't it matter, Sarah, that the public doesn't seem to care? I mean, it's great that the states are getting together with the federal regulators, a la, what happened with Microsoft in that antitrust case so long ago. But ultimately, we haven't seen the data out of Facebook's most recent quarter that advertisers are leaving that platform. Alphabet just reported a stellar second quarter in terms of profits. And I'm not sure that the public really cares because they haven't voted with their feet. Doesn't that play into this at all, if this is, in fact, a political issue?
Well, definitely, to your point, plays into the tech companies' argument, which is, how do you say that we are anti-competitive when our prices for advertising are so low and when our pricing for consumers is zero? These services are free. But what you can imagine is that even if the public drags its feet, if regulators find that these companies are being, one, dismissive or being misleading about ways that they're using their market dominance, which, to Mike's point, there have been regulators in Europe that have said Facebook was not forthcoming enough about what it knew when it was acquiring WhatsApp, then I would expect them to take action regardless of what you see coming out of consumers. And to your point about them showing up with great earnings quarter after quarter, one dynamic here that I'm curious and have my eye on is, what do we do about advertisers? Advertisers keep saying, threatening advertiser boycotts, that they want to take action. But as you noted, time and time again, they are choosing to put their money not where their mouth is.